exclusively about pipeline management a little bit, how to do reminders, how to do follow-ups. So give me a second to log into my Salesforce, and then we're going to do a quick refresher on that. So when we're talking about pipeline management, guys, we want to make sure that um, we're setting ourselves up for success, okay? So when we're doing anything like follow-ups, when we're doing things like logging activity, you want to make sure that you take the proper steps. So let's say, for example, um, Mr. Solis, in this case, we see that there's no follow-up date, there's no next steps, there's no activity logged. So when you're done speaking with Mr. Solis, right, you left on a term where, you know what, I'm going to follow up with you within the next couple of days. That way we can go ahead and run the payment for the full amount of the 149. I understand you don't have a card at this time. So we're going to make sure we have an appointment. What time works best for you? Okay. You come up with a time. Mr. Solis says 1 o'clock. All right, Mr. Solis, at 1 o'clock, I'm going to give you a call back and we'll go ahead and run the payment in 2 days. Fair enough? Fair enough. Okay. So you end the call with Mr. Solis. Now you want to make sure that you did first, right? You saved the lead in your name, which you did, right? Let's take that. Let's say you took that step already. But now you want to put up the follow-up date. It says be a reminder. So in this case, I'm going to put, let's say Monday, right? I'm going to call Mr. Solis on Monday, and I'm going to write some next steps. Next step is we'll process payment on Monday, right? That's going to be your next step, is to process the payment. And this is to let you know where you are in the process, so you don't lose your step, right? Maybe the last time you spoke, they said they were on their lunch break. Give them a call back in 15 minutes. We'll call back. Just finished lunch break. Not best time to speak, right? So next step is to come back and start talking to them where you left off. So this is going to be a good reminder for you as far as where you left off in the process. All right. Now you'll save it, and now when you save it, for example, so not to mess with the record, guys, right? Let's just put a next step, right? Next step is to follow up regarding credit repair, right? Did not have a chance to speak at the moment. So I'm going to follow up. Save. When I save it, it'll save just like that. Now when I come back into this record, now this will be visible to anyone that touches the record, but again, you do have the 7 days to close this account, so there's no worries. Come back in, you need to edit it, you can click on the pencil. So in this case, I'm going to wipe out the information back to just reset it, and now it stays blank. So now you have the follow-up date here as the reminder, and then you also have the next step included here. And if you want to take it a step further, you can also log activity on the right-hand side. So every time you have a call with this specific client, every time you call them, you can say that you call them. What was the form of contact, right? I called them. Okay, what happened on that call? No answer, right? Let's say no answer, for example. And then I'll log that activity. And it'll go with this account. Just make sure that the related to is still Mr. Solis. You'll save it. And now on the right-hand side, you'll have logged activity for each call that you made. So we can literally see that you've been working this account for the life cycle, especially the 7 days that you guys know that you can come back in after the 7 days if nobody claimed it after that, and go ahead and reclaim it for another 24-hour. You have a 24-hour hold. But you have to do that every time moving forward after the 7 days. So that's pretty much it, guys. So the summary is how to follow up, how to put the follow-up date as a reminder, how to put the next steps to know where you left off in the process, and how to log activity on the right-hand side so we know you're working the lead.
One that you save on Hoodoo. That one doesn't stay.
Callbacks on Hoodoo, that's different, guys. So callbacks on Hoodoo, that's your list for the pipeline, right? But this is just showing you how to do reminders when you're coming in and how to be able to literally see what's going on Salesforce end. Because if you come in and see this all the time, you know you got to follow with the client, but you don't have any notes. You don't remember what you did. How many times did you call this person? Right? On the right-hand side, you can see it. You can log the activity. Oh, I call this person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Right?
What?
You get challenged on, you weren't working this lead. Yes, I have. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls, and I got the follow-up date, and I got the next steps, and it's in my name. And I got Pain and Dream, right? The whole point of this is to make sure that you're working the lead guys and that you're covering yourselves when it comes to your leads. You're not leaving money on the table.